Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, early morning on May 6th. For those of you that don't know, my name is David Mott, advisor here at Nexus One, and I want to start off with an apology. Typical North Texas weather. We were in the upper 80s, low 90s a few days ago, and a cold front moved in into the high 80s, and my voice is a little rough. So the team put together a microphone. They'll try to fix my voice a little bit to make it bearable. I promise it's me. It's not AI David. I am here living and breathing with a little bit of a scratchy voice, but a lot going on in the market last week. S&P is up 1.5%, largely because we survived that tech earnings Super Bowl we had last week. A lot of strong showing on growth. We will look into that a little bit deeper, as well as the Fed being muted as expected. A lot going on in the world. Let's break it down piece by piece. So we survived. We survived those tech earnings last week. They came in strong. Growth is very high across the board on that sector. But when it comes to tech, the wheat is separating from the chaff. How these companies are planning to use AI is very different. Some of the Magnificent Seven are up nearly 20% year to date. Some are down double digits. There is a bit of a separation in tech. While there is a lot of growth to be had, blindly throwing at tech stocks is not necessarily the way to play this anymore. We're starting to see that as, again, winners and losers within AI are starting to separate. AI is still strong as a whole, but there is some strong performers and some laggers, if you will. One of the strong ones was Amazon. Amazon has a clear path to utilize AI with their logistics industry. They are making a run at UPS and FedEx. Both of those companies down nearly double digits in the last week on that news. But it's a great example how some of these tech companies are using this newfound AI growth to branch into other areas that aren't too far from what they currently do. So with that, tech is still strong, but there is a little bit of a separation between winners and losers in the industry. Another avenue on the tech side, we're starting to see some late bloomers. The mantra for these tech earnings was finding the processing power to fulfill these AI prompts, right? Everybody, businesses, people are using AI. It takes computing power. The late bloomers we see are the memory folks, groups like SanDisk. There's several others that have been up over 1,000% or multiple thousands of percent year to date. Samsung has now crossed $1 trillion, not because of its refrigerators or its phones, because of the memory chip side that AI is now demanding. So we're seeing some further late bloomers giving Wall Street some optimistic overtones that there are other areas that can benefit from this AI run. So with that, it's exciting to see the different areas that AI and tech will take us, things that we are just now finding. So with that run we have on the memory side, this is actually very exciting news. There's a lot of talk. Has tech crested? Have we reached the top? Not necessarily. There are other avenues that directly associate to tech that we can absolutely take advantage of. And it really means that there is still room to run on this wave in different segments after the fact. But while there are some companies doing great, there are some that are not doing as well. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your thoughts, I have no dog in the hunt. When it comes to Spirit Airlines, they are gone. As talks with Washington to keep the airline alive broke down and failed, Spirit Airlines is now gone. There are a number of larger airlines that will cover those that had some flights booked, Delta, Southwest, to name a few. Unfortunately, those online videos of people fighting on airplanes will slowly start to dry up with Spirit no longer being in the picture. An interesting play on Spirit, if you overlay the flights that Spirit had versus any other airline, it matched closely to Frontier. And Frontier recognizes that could be a little bit of increased volume when it comes to Frontier just because they shared similar flight destinations. But Spirit Airlines, thing of the past, add them to the list of companies that were. So on the economic front, big Fed meeting last week. The good news is the Fed didn't say anything ridiculous. Market responded as anticipated, watching the situation in Iran closely if oil will spill over into overall inflation. It is getting warmer according to the data, but with the investigation dropped on Powell, Warsh has a clear path to take the reins on the Fed, which is what Wall Street anticipates, which is good. That's one less variable or one less piece of uncertainty. There is a big piece of economic data coming out on Friday that when it comes to the jobs, non-farm payrolls, the monthly number will be released on Friday. We call it the big one. It is something that we're watching very closely because the Fed is watching it very closely, right? And what they could do with future rate cuts depends largely on what that non-farm payroll number will look like on Friday. Let's talk a little bit about some pieces that came out last week, which ties in with a number of the data points we talked about. A little bit of slowdown on the income side for most folks with a recent personal survey, but the spend continues to rise. So it's one of those we talked about. Consumer sentiment is low. The data suggests we agree. Your income is slightly coming down, but your spend is up. And therefore, earnings are also up, which is what Wall Street looks at. They are cold calculated. It's all about earnings. And if folks are spending more, even though they're making less, it will reflect in the earnings and prices will rise. So with that, we're closely watching that non-farm payroll number. That is a big one for the month. It's a big deal because it's a big deal to the Fed right now. And for those of you that have stuck with me this long, putting up with my scratchy voice, I absolutely congratulate you. For those of you that muted me and turned on the closed captioning, that's cheating, but I still appreciate it. To put a bow on it, the war in Iran continues to rock and roll. There's actually some positive overtones as of Wednesday morning. Very good outlook for some possible truce talks between the US and Iran. I know that has come and gone in the last several weeks, but Wall Street feels pretty good about it. It's reflected in the prices of gold, silver, and Bitcoin that a truce could be likely. But again, something we're watching very closely. So far, though, it has a good outlook. We really appreciate you folks. And with that, myself and my marketing team, we both have a favor to ask of you. If you could like and subscribe, that does a good job telling YouTube that what we do is informative. It is not sensationalist nonsense. And if you like the content, we'll keep putting it out weekly. Liking and subscribing absolutely helps out, not only myself, but everyone here at our firm. But we appreciate you and we'll see you next week.